This is Alma coming to you from Long Beach, California. Today is Saturday, January 22nd of the year 2022, and this is FlossTube number 74. And it's actually going to be take 2 of FlossTube number 74 because I recorded the video last weekend, as usual, and then I completely forgot to upload it. By the time I remembered, it was the middle of the week, and I had already stitched a lot more things, so I just thought, oh well, might as well just re-record so I can show you all that new progress. So yeah, so here we are. So welcome, as always. Welcome back to all my current viewers and subscribers, and thank you, as always, for your continuing support. I also want to say a special welcome to anyone that's visiting for the first time. I hope that you like what you see, you find a reason to stay, subscribe, and continue to follow me on my stitching journey. And as always, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that you're staying safe and sound. We're still doing good. Everything's good. I'm just busy. I'm done with one of my classes for the winter session. I managed to pass my physics class with an A. It was super stressful, but I got there. So now I just have my calculus course to take care of. That's over on February 4th, I think. And then the next week we're just straight into the spring semester. So no rest for the wicked. So I have been trying to stitch as much as I can in that time. I've got quite a bit to show you, so without further ado, let's get to the stitching. And the first whip I'm going to show you is the one that I'm using for the Daily 30 challenge. I will just show you, as usual, the whips that I'm using for Daily 30. And it's a closed Facebook group right now, but those have just been dominating my stitching time. So first and foremost is the one that I'm actually using for the Daily 30-minute challenge. This is Mystic Stitches Change of Seasons 2, which I started on Leap Day of 2020, and I hope to finish by Leap Day of 2028. So we'll see if I can get there. As it is, I kind of changed or did something different with this this last couple of weeks. If you follow me, you know that I'm trying to stitch on this on each season as we're in that season. So right now I'm focusing on the winter section, and originally I was just making my way down and just taking care of all that confetti. I just was making sure that I finished every block right on the pattern as I went along. Eventually, maybe like a week and a half ago, I kind of realized I underestimated how big this actually was, like how big each section was. So I decided to just change gears for a little bit, and what I did was I used the branches. So I just did all this black so I could get to the tree trunk, because I was afraid that I wouldn't have enough time for when March came along, and I could start on spring. Because again, I was going super slow. I was just taking my time, filling in all the confetti, and I just thought, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it all the way down in time for March, in time for spring. So I just decided, okay, I'll just take care of the tree trunk real quick, or the basic shape of the tree trunk. It's not all the tree trunk, but that's gonna give me, that's what I need. I just need the starting point for the spring section. So yeah, as it is, I have just passed, I think, 50-something%. I can show you, or I can tell you in just a little bit if Pattern Keeper decides to cooperate. This is going to be a little bit slow going. As it is, I am at 9.6%, and that's 18,000 stitches, 18,200 stitches done. So considering that we're at year 2 of working on this piece, I should be at 25%. So I'm probably going to have to make this one of the actual focus pieces for the yearly challenge, so I can get more work on this done. Because yeah, we're not even at 10%, and it's supposed to be 25%. I'm supposed to be done with one entire section already. So yeah, I'll just keep working at it. Again, if I have to make it one of the yearly focuses, then so be it. So speaking of the yearly challenge, one of the pieces that I'm using, one of the 3 focus pieces that I'm using for that challenge is my Heaven and Earth Designs chart by Matt Stewart. This is the Eternal Promise. And for this one, I don't really have a goal for it. I just want to make sure that it gets consistent work. It didn't get too much last year, so I just decided I wanted to change that because this is one of my biggest pieces, and you know, it needs constant work because it's so big. So this is where we're at so far. I have worked more on the start of the forest and the start of the trees for that section. So I decided I would go ahead and just try to do page by page for the sake of not having to move the Q-snap too much. I have 16,600 stitches done on this, and that's 3.75%, you know, for comparison, with the change of seasons. And I'm doing this on the 25 count easy grid Lugana. So, because yeah, as it is, like this is all the fabric I have for it, right? It's massive. So I knew that I needed to do the 25 count. Otherwise, it was gonna be a full-on tapestry going on, and I didn't want that. So yeah, so I'm just filling in. So I've been doing the last couple of times I've been working on it. I've just chosen like one section and just done the confetti for that section. So I'm getting all those spaces nice and filled in completely, which is great. It feels good. And the second piece that I'm using for the yearly challenge is another Hate. Surprise, surprise. This is Mini Midnight Stroll. Artist is Julie Fain, so I call her my Fain Fairy. And for this one, I should have mentioned, so for Eternal Promise, again, because of that yearly challenge, the yearly challenge, I've made quite some progress. I got 2,200 stitches done on this one, on Eternal Promise. On this one, on the fairy, again, it's getting constant progress. And for that one, since I do have hopes of maybe finishing it this year, I would need to do 800 stitches every week, but I don't know, it could happen. This last 3 weeks so far, since January, I've done and this is just the tape because I didn't serge it, I had to tape the edges. I've done 2,400 stitches so far this month. So this is where we're at. This is 40,000 stitches. I just passed 40,000 stitches, and that's 52% of the entire piece. So some good progress. I'm trying to alternate, so I was trying to switch a little bit in between filling in the rest of the 939 and the black over here. And I've also started to work on this corner. Oops. Just fold it so I can show you a little bit better. So I started to work on this corner. I'm filling in those colors right here. So that's a purple and a pink, but they kind of blend together and they look like a completely different color. So I'm trying to do more of this space. So I'll just keep working on this slowly but surely. I'm really excited to how it's turning out. It's just one of those things where you don't really see the progress until you look at it on the whole, right, as a whole. So yeah, I took it out of the Q-snap last night, and I was like, oh, okay, like this does look like 52%. It doesn't look like it when you're working on a little corner, right? So like when I was working on that bottom corner. But yeah, so that's 2,400 stitches done this month. Again, 800 stitches per week. So now we're entering week 4 of January. I just have to do another 800, which I may be able to do because of the yearly challenge. And the next, I need to show you the pattern first. The third and final focus piece for the yearly Daily 30 challenge is one of my Mandarin's designs charts. This is Darth Vader, and he was started, I actually don't remember when I started him, my bad. I think it was November. I feel like it was November of 2020, but it could be wrong. Oh, sorry, that was my printer. Yeah, it does that after we printed. It like cools down for 10 minutes and then it makes more noise. So sorry about that. But this is where he is at the moment. Again, lots of progress on him. In the course of the last 3 weeks, I have done 2,300 stitches on him. And I'm working color by color, just finishing each color as I go along. So it's great. It's just slowly but surely taking shape. As it is, I am over 60% done on him. I am 64%. I've got 5,100 stitches, so 5,100 is what I was going to say, out of 8,000. So I have just under 3,000 stitches to go on this. So I'll keep working on this, probably just a little bit more this week, and then the rest of those 3,000 stitches I'll get to in February. So I'm really excited because this is definitely going to be a finish by the end of February. So after having a full year of no new starts and finishing a lot of projects, I really wanted to try to keep the momentum going, even though I am starting a few things here and there. And I just show you this one. The next piece that I wanted to show you is one that I'm doing this challenge with some friends of mine. We all decided to choose one whip and then break it into 12 parts. So it could either be a sal that's already broken up into 12 parts for you, or it could be just any piece you want, and you just have to break it into equal parts, and then we do one part per month. So for that one, I chose Sea Glass by Caroline Manning Designs. I started this back in May of 2020 when a lot of people, it was a hashtag, it was Manic Manning Sal, because it was during May. So for the mania, a lot of people banded together and started one of her designs, one or more. And originally I wasn't going to join, but when I saw that piece, I thought, maybe I could. Anyway, this is what I have done so far. As it is at 25%, so just about a quarter of the way finished. I still have, so every month I have to do 1,750 stitches for each part. I still have 450 stitches to go for this month. So I think what I'll do is I'll finish the ones for January, and then since we are going to be starting February soon, I'll do the February part as soon as February starts. Like I'll just do it first thing, get it out of the way, because what ended up happening is instead of doing the 400 or so stitches that I need to do every week, I just left it off for the end. So I don't want that to happen again, so I'll just get it out of the way as soon as possible. But yeah, I'm excited to have this completed by the end of the year. I feel like it really makes a difference to have people to work to go along with you for those kinds of things, because if I had set that goal for myself just for the sake of it, I feel like there's no one to tell me you can keep going. I'll just be like, oh, whatever, I tried, and then just move on and not do it for the rest of the year. So another piece that I worked on is one of the pieces that was called for Whip Go. I am trying to participate in that again this year. So this is one of my called whips for January. This is Mason jar lineup from Dimensions, and this one I was stuck on. I did the 200 stitches that were required for No New Starts last year, and that's it. I didn't get any progress at all during the year. So I decided that that's not acceptable. So I did put it, oops, and it is stuck to my bag. There it goes. That's the kit Ada for you, right? A phrase like crazy. Anyway, I've managed to do 1,000 stitches on this, so I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of my progress. For the record, those 200 stitches were all done in white, so I feel like that's also why I did not have any, I was not inspired to work on this at all, is because I was stuck doing white on white. But I powered through, and I'm pretty much done with the first 2 jars. I still have some details to go. I need to finish the flowers up here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll add all the back stitching and the detailing on these 2 jars before I go on to the next, because I feel like if I leave the back stitching to the end, I'm gonna regret it. I'm gonna scream. So I'll just do it as I go along, which I think should be okay. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed working on this once I got into the groove of it. So that's what ends up happening, right? You just have to find the rhythm. And then I have some more to show you. Magical Stitches did some generic tasks for January. For the first week of January, we were supposed to work on our newest start, so our newest whip. And for me, actually, let me just show you the pattern first, right? That's usually how this goes. For me, that is a chart that I got from Unconventional Cross Stitch, and I was very excited about it. I actually am doing an unofficial sal with a few stitchers, including Hannah Dowling, sorry, here on FlossTube, and it's the Unconventional Cross Stitches Medusa is her name. So this, I think we're all starting on different sections. I'm starting on the bottom left corner, so I'm currently doing this tiny little bit right here, but I'll eventually get to her hand, and then we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, I fell in love with this chart as soon as I saw it, and I'm very excited to keep going with it. I'm trying to do it along with prompts that they have for sals. So because Daily 30 now has bonus prompts for their weekly challenges where we can work on a sal. And as it is, this is 1,000 stitches done. Again, I do want to keep going on it, so do maybe like 300 more for those prompts. So yeah, so it's just a tiny corner done. And it's one of those things where looking at it, like as I'm stitching on it, it doesn't make sense. Like I didn't understand why I was working on these little browns. But then we also have these colored grays over here. But once you look at the image, once you look at it from afar, it makes sense. It looks good. So I'm excited to keep working on that background. Even the background, I feel is going to be exciting for this piece. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it away because otherwise it's gonna create a mess. So that was the first week. For the second week for Magical Stitches, we were supposed to work on our oldest whip. And for me, that is another one of my Hanes, which I will show you without flashing the pattern. Here we go. So this is Mini 1 by Zindy Nielsen. Again, Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a chart that I started on August 30th of 2018. So again, oldest whip. I'm pretty sure this is the last whip that I have from 2018 though. So I do want to get it finished up, so I can just say that I'm officially, just all my whips are for 2019 and on. But yeah, for this one I also managed to do 1,000 stitches, and they focused mostly on this top section right here. Just kind of started moving my way down. For this one, since I do have the floss on the floss cards that came with the material pack, it's easy to just stitch and finish a section before moving on. Changing colors just goes a lot quicker because you don't have to go digging for the bobbin. But yeah, originally I was going to do all of the water first and then come back up and do the woman, but I think I'm just gonna stitch her so I can keep working my way down. So, because some of the colors that I did use for the water are also used on her, because it's a sepia tone piece, so obviously it's going to be a lot of overlap. So yeah, so I think I'll keep working on her. I think for this one I'm at I want to say 40%. That's what came to the top of my head. But yeah, 39.44% specifically, but yeah, so 40% pretty much. This is the entirety of it. It's just the top has a few more rows, but yeah, that's 28,000 stitches, 28,222 stitches. So again, no official plans for this one yet, but I do want to work on it so I can finish it. Because it is my oldest whip, so it should be finished relatively soon. And then for this week, for the third week in Magical Stitches, and they didn't give us any official stitch count. They didn't say you have to do 200 stitches on this or 200 stitches on that. You could just set your own goals. So I just went for 1,000 stitches because that's the goal that I set for myself. I want to do at least 1,000 stitches on all of my whips this year. Obviously some are going to get a lot more than others, but at least 1,000 stitches minimum. So this week's we needed to work on our most colorful piece. So I picked up my another Heaven Earth Designs. Surprise, surprise. This is a Stitch in Time by Amy Stewart, and I did pick the max color version. So it has 237 colors. It's a lot. And for this one, I actually started in the bottom left corner. So I'm working on this little section right here. So a lot of what I'm trying to work with the glare too. So a lot of the stitches I've done is on this tree and the snow, and I'm trying to get the frame of that little scene done. So I don't know why I closed it because I need to tell you the stitch count, but that's okay. My brain is all over the place. So this is what I've done so far, and it's right side up this time. When I filmed the one in Spanish, I had it like this. And I was like, that doesn't look right. So this is what I've done. Again, I did manage to do 1,000 stitches on this one. Let me see if I can give you the stitch count for this is 3,384. So 3,300 stitches, that's 0.9%. So I'm not even a percent into this yet. So yeah, so most of the stitches were in this color. I did want to, as I mentioned, I wanted to get the frame done. So most of the stitches were done here, and then I went in and started doing the confetti. Once I did that frame, that's why I left this thread hanging. I was done, so I went in and started filling in the back stitch, or not the back stitching, the confetti. So I hope to keep going on the confetti, kind of working my way into the frame, and hopefully I can get to the woman eventually. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see it come alive. I keep telling myself that I feel like this is gonna be one of those whips that I won't realize what I'm stitching on until I look at it from afar. And I believe the last whip that I have to show you is one of the last whips that I started. Well, yeah, I started last year. So the most recent starts, I should say, is what I wanted to say. And it's my tablet is doing something that I did not want it to do. It's a pattern that I found on Etsy, and it's inspired by one of my favorite characters from an anime show called One Piece. And the character's name is Chopper, and there we go. And this is what he looks like. He's a little reindeer, and I think he's really cute, and he's really funny. He's really, I don't know, he's just really one of the sweetest characters, I think, in the show. So, and he loves cotton candy, so he's probably looking at cotton candy in that design. Anyway, this is a good piece because it does have so many solid colors. I just did the outline for him for the start of his cap, and I'm just filling in now. So it's great for watching anime. I can just stitch on this and not have to worry about looking at the pattern or counting my stitches. I just fill in and watch it come into place. So next, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the second eye and probably his little nose over here. But I do want to go ahead and finish the rest of his hat first. So then I can start working my way down and finish him that way. The center of the piece was just his eye right here. So that's why I started that way. So yeah, so this is going to get some steady progress, I think. Once I get the outlining done, it's gonna go a lot quicker. But yeah, that's all I have to show you this time. Bit of a longer video. Well, about 30 minutes. I guess it's not that bad. Again, I did have 3 weeks to show you instead of 2. So, but I've only, I have focused a lot on few projects. So I feel like that's going to be the thing for this year. And I am moving in a few months, so that'll definitely limit the amount of stitches that I can work on once everything's packed away. But yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. I do hope to continue stitching on Darth Vader a little bit more this week. Again, so I can just have those 3,000 stitches that are left for February. And I'll finish up on sea glass as well. I want to finish up those 400 some stitches that I have left for January's part for sea glass. Besides from that, who knows? I'll see what else inspires me. I do want to add a little bit more to Medusa as well. But anyway, I hope you guys have a relaxing weekend, a productive week, and you always find the time to do the thing that makes you happy. Until next time, bye.